alive? I'm not a murderer. I would never kill him. I love him so much.
Meet 33-year-old Brittany Holbrook, one of the first people to find her own dead boyfriend just hours ago.
Who is he to you?
That's my boyfriend. Is he okay?
I have no idea what's going on.
But very soon, Brittany will go from witness to killer as detectives discover her boyfriend's final words.
Did he mention anything?
Tyler?
Uh-huh.
No.
He didn't make any statements to anybody?
Pretty sure he said he shot me in the back.
You wouldn't, leave me alone, though.
It was just shy of 3 a.m. on June 17th, 2023, when Monroe County Sheriff's Office in Florida received a frantic 911 call from 31-year-old Tyler Nulisch's roommate.
911, which location of your emergency?
Hi, my roommate is in pretty bad shape.
Okay, and when you say he's in bad shape, what do you mean?
He's hurt.
He's hurt?
He's hurt real bad.
Tyler Nulisch was a waterman, through and through. He spent most of his time repairing boats, fishing, or sailing around the Keys with his loyal pup, Chief. For 9 months, he had been dating 33-year-old Brittany Holbrook, who was drawn to his bright smile, positive attitude, and easygoing nature. When Monroe County deputies arrive on the scene, they discover Tyler laying on the floor of the living room that he, Brittany, and their roommate Jordan shared. Beside him was a gun, one that had certainly been used recently.
That's why I haven't checked yet. I was waiting to make sure somebody else was here first. Now it's not. No. But there is one missing.
One shot missing from the weapon found near Tyler's body didn't leave detectives with much room for imagination. They rushed him to the hospital with a single gunshot wound to his lower back. Unfortunately, by 4 a.m., he was pronounced dead. Immediately, detectives have two suspects, Jordan and Brittany. However, one of them is going to be much, much more forthcoming.
Alright, why don't you walk me through what happened?
It's probably like a timeline. I called 3 minutes before I called 911. I heard a scream and her walking down the hallway and say Jordan, my name. And they got up out of bed. I had been asleep maybe 2 hours, but knew something was wrong. I came out in the living room and saw Tyler was incoherent, bleeding from somewhere in his back.
Okay.
I don't know from what or whatnot, but I know if it was gun, I would have heard it. I don't know what exactly how it happened.
Who owns that gun?
I don't. One of those. I'm pretty sure Tyler.
You pretty sure he does?
Yes. I know he usually always has.
Okay.
He's a hunter. Beyond that, when I got on the phone, she kind of talked me through what to do, and I put one dog away first. We had 2 dogs. They have 2 dogs. I put them in their bedroom. The one's a lot harder to get, but
okay.
When I talked to her on the phone, and about maybe as soon as the first female officer arrived, she hung up with me, the lady on 911, and said, all right.
We're hearing you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You heard a scream?
Yeah.
Who woke you up?
Roommate's girlfriend.
Okay.
And he's bleeding from somewhere in his back. I didn't hear noise. I don't know what exactly happened.
Okay.
There's a lot of them before he's in and out of consciousness. I didn't really realize what was all happening, and I still don't know.
Gotcha.
I just know he was bleeding from somewhere in his back.
Okay. So his girlfriend, what's his girlfriend's name?
Brittany.
Brittany. So you heard Brittany scream.
Yeah, she yelled, Jordan, please help.
In the immediate aftermath, as one officer speaks to Jordan, another speaks to Brittany, who is less convincing in her story, to say the least.
So what happened?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I went to sleep. I don't know.
Why don't you take a seat over there? Did you hear a gunshot?
No.
Huh?
No. I went to sleep.
You went to sleep and what happened?
I went to sleep.
Okay, and then you woke up?
I woke up to death.
Okay, and what did you see? Yeah, it's just him laying on the floor, bleeding? Okay.
Is he okay?
I have no idea what's going on.
There's a good reason that no one on the scene is buying a word that Brittany is saying. because just minutes into Jordan's interview, he gave the police a damning statement against Brittany's version of events, one that it seems not even he wants to believe.
And that's when, yeah, I knew it was pretty bad because, like, she kind of was trying to get him to wake up, and he fell, and his head hit the tile, like, nothing hard, but, like, I could tell he wasn't in control of his body that well.
And was he like in and out
Yeah.
at that point? And you mentioned that he had said something to you. When was
Yeah,
that?
but it's like, I didn't see nothing, I just know what he said, because I was trying to figure out what the hell happened. And I'm pretty sure he said that he shot me in the back.
Where was she when he said that?
Right there.
Did you notice anything about her?
This bit of information gave officers a suspect from the get-go, but Brittany has no idea that her boyfriend's dying words have been relayed and cast suspicion on her. Hours later, another officer arrives on the scene to more thoroughly question her and see if any of her statements can prove her innocence. With the victim pointing the finger directly at her with his last breath, that's going to be challenging.
How's Tyler?
So, sorry to have to play this, but I would ask that.
Sure.
That's why we're all here. Okay? That's why it's important for us to figure out what happened.
I don't know. Oh. So Joe. So Joe. No. No. What happened? I don't know what happened. I have no idea.
We don't know either. We're just showing up. We're trying to figure it out after the fact. Okay? So we got a couple of questions. Alright? Before we start asking these questions, we have some stuff we have to read to you. I'm sure you watched Law and Order or Dayline back in the day. Alright?
Tyler's not alive?
But before we can talk much more about what happened, we have to read this to you and make sure that you understand it, okay?
The officer reads Brittany her Miranda warnings through her totally authentic wails and sobs. Miraculously, she manages to pull it together in a matter of seconds to answer the detective's questions.
Was Tyler working yesterday? What does he do for work?
He was building boats. He just left his job. Mutually.
He
And
left the boat building job? When did he quit?
Tuesday.
Well, you have another job lined up? Or
He's been working with his friend all week.
what was the deal with the boat building job? This wasn't his thing?
It's hard work, and he had advanced, and the business owner was behind in time and couldn't afford to get paid. So
what was he doing with his buddy this week?
just helping out around the fish house, digging the trench. He was going to piece together his charter boat that he was putting together.
He has a captain's license?
No, he was going to get that.
Okay. You guys own this place? Rent?
No, we rent.
What's rent for something like this?
3600.
Wow.
Yeah. Just for service.
What do you do for
I manage a paddle hut, like paddleboard, kayak rental location out of the capital.
Were you working yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
No, what time did you get home from work?
Yeah, let's see, I went to the grocery store and I went to Walgreens, so maybe like 5:30.
When you got home, who else was home?
Tyler got home like about 5 minutes after I did.
Okay. And when did Jordan get back?
I don't know. Another hour or two later or something.
So when you and Tyler got back, what were you guys hanging out at? What were you guys doing?
You're relaxing, absorbing the AC. Tyler would always like give me foot massages after work.
Mm-hmm.
So he had me put on socks to make me good sleeping. And yeah, I guess you're doing that, and then Jordan came in. You're home for an hour, maybe.
Okay. You guys were all just hanging out upstairs?
I guess so. Tyler and I, when we got home, did that for a while. Hung out upstairs.
Okay. And Jordan was hanging out with you guys too?
Eventually.
Like, when he got home, did he disappear for a while and come back, or?
It's outside. A lot. It's an outside person.
Okay. Like outside down here?
I don't really pay attention all the time. People could be there, it could be there. I'm just like inside, like, oh gosh.
Okay. Alright.
Obviously, her dodgy answers aren't fooling these officers whatsoever, as made evident by the detective here struggling to keep a straight face. It feels a lot like a parent waiting for a crumb-faced toddler to fess up about who ate the last cookie. Brittany has a good reason to be dodgy, because none of Tyler's friends, including Jordan, have much of anything nice to say about her at all. Like in this clip from one of Tyler's childhood friends.
They got in a big fight, and just threw all this stuff in the neighbor's yard. I'm like, Tyler, what are you doing, dude? Like, she's got to go. You know, and the sad thing is, you know, Tyler, he hadn't had a girlfriend in a really long time. You know, he's been lonely. I get where he's coming from, where he felt like maybe, you know, he had to help her, or I don't know.
Back in the interrogation, however, Brittany is eager to paint their relationship as loving and healthy, with no problems whatsoever.
What do you guys do for dinner last?
Nothing, actually. Yeah.
Alright.
I had plans to cook fish with a salad. And we'll see. I didn't cook.
Alright. You guys hanging out? You guys drinking? How much you guys normally drink?
Not a lot, actually. I haven't drank anything since like last Saturday. I went out of boarding with girlfriends and had some drinks then. Tyler hasn't drank since maybe the same day. Not any sooner.
That's kind of normal for you guys? How much do you think you drank last night?
I don't know. A lot.
Like 5 or 6 beers, like 2 bottles of rum? I don't know, it's a lot.
A lot. Like, I don't know. I drank probably 4 seltzers, and then Tyler and Jordan went to the store and came back with beers, and so I can't tell you how many of those I had, really. Don't know, because they were kind of all on the table, and then I threw them all in the box, so.
Alright. When you guys were drinking down here, or upstairs in the living room? Or?
Yeah, we were drinking downstairs.
Upstairs? Okay. How long do you think you were out here hanging out drinking? Like
a while. Like several hours, probably.
You got home at like 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. You got home a little after you. And Jordan maybe an hour after that, so like 7 o'clock. Were you drinking like into this morning? Or?
It might have been midnight or 1.
Pretty late?
I would say like midnight or 1. Yeah. Yeah, cause that's my like, I gotta shut it down, whether I have to work or not. I can't stay up all night. That's really the last thing I remember is being like, alright, I gotta shut it off and lay down in bed, and Tyler laid down in bed with me.
What's the next thing that you remember?
Holding Tyler.
What?
Holding Tyler.
Holding Tyler? Where were you at?
In like the kitchen.
Do you remember how you got to the kitchen? So you laid down in bed with you, Tyler, and your dogs, and then the next thing that you remember, you're in the kitchen? Okay. And where was Tyler?
Lying down.
Lying down? Okay. Do you remember how he was laying?
I was holding him. And he was bleeding.
Where was he bleeding from? Okay. What was he saying?
Nothing.
Was he conscious? Did you see him still there?
A little.
Okay. Were his eyes open?
A little.
Okay. Did he mention anything?
I started screaming.
Okay.
And I was screaming for Jordan to call 911.
And Jordan was he there with you? Where was
Jordan was in his room.
Okay. So did Jordan come out of his room?
Yeah.
Alright. And what does he do?
He calls police.
Okay. Where are you in relation to Tyler?
I'm holding him.
Like, is he laying across your lap? Or, okay, like, he's like seated in your lap?
I tried.
Huh?
I tried to.
Tried?
Hold
Okay.
him up.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I was trying to keep him awake.
Okay. What's the next thing that happened after that?
You guys right here.
So he showed up? Okay. Did he mention anything?
Tyler?
Uh-huh.
No.
He didn't make any statements to anybody? Yeah. Did you walk away from Tyler at any point before the police showed up? Or were you holding on to him the whole time?
I was holding him.
Yeah. And then after that, the officer brought you down here? Did you talk to Jordan at all?
By the time that I was brought outside, Jordan was in handcuffs in the front yard.
Do you remember Tyler getting out of bed at any point last night? No. So you don't know how he got from bed to the living room? Huh?
No.
No?
Yeah.
When you got to the living room, did you notice any other injuries on him?
Bleeding everywhere.
Did you notice any other marks other than blood?
No.
No? Good. Did you see anything that might have caused any injuries around?
I just saw a lot of blood everywhere.
Okay.
In addition to the stab wounds, Tyler actually had several visible wounds and scratches to his face and head. They would have been unmistakable to anyone who was close to him, especially a mourning partner who was holding him. Police knew within seconds that he hadn't just been shot. He had been violently attacked for a sustained period of time.
Do you know if there's any firearms in the house?
Yeah.
What kind of firearms are there?
A lot of them.
A lot of them? Like, how many? About?
6, 7.
Shotguns, rifles, pistols?
Maybe like 3 pistols and 3 or 4 rifles. Yes.
How often do you guys shoot?
Tyler hunts. I used to go to the range. I don't shoot anymore. I don't bother.
When was the last time you get shot a handgun? Or a rifle or anything?
I guess the last time I used to go to the range in Stewart.
Alright, so long time ago. How long ago did you live up there?
Time ago. This was 5 years.
So you don't think you shot the gun in 5 years?
Why?
Well, it's going to take some doctor's examination, but it looks like he might have been shot. Trying to figure out how that might have happened. You have any ideas? Yeah. How was the relationship between Jordan and Tyler?
All of our relationships are good.
There's no fights, arguments?
Oh, they're great. We're great. Tyler and I ever had arguments, we just talk it out. Sometimes you'd have like stupid arguments, go our separate ways, and then you group in half an hour.
When's the last time you guys think you had an argument?
Maybe like earlier in the week. He was stressed out about the job situation.
About him leaving a fiberglass job? I could see.
Yeah.
$30 on that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of an argument. Like, it wasn't even really like a thing. I just gave him space. And we talked like half an hour later. And it was fine.
Has there ever been any history of domestic violence between you guys?
No. Like I said, we've had our like fights, but
Fights like arguing, yelling, and screaming back and forth?
I mean, that's the extent.
Any punches, pushes? No? Nothing physical? Has the sheriff's office ever been out here before?
No.
No?
Not just one, but several of the couple's friends had a drastically different perspective of the couple's relationship. A few weeks prior, Brittany allegedly drank too much at a pool party and lost her mind on the ride home, as relayed to detectives by one of Tyler's close friends.
You know, they start drinking a little bit. She's really, like, belligerent. And we were all sitting by the pool having a good time. It was really, like, the first time I actually got to meet her and, like, you know, talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad has, like, some hunting property and stuff up there. And I could have sworn she told me that, oh, my dad's selling the property. And my buddy, like, a week or two before, he was all excited to go hunting. My buddy meaning Tyler. And I was talking to him in the front seat. She's passed out in the back seat. And I said, oh, Tyler, that sucks. Her dad's selling the property. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I was talking to her at the pool. She said her dad's selling the property. And he says, he reaches in the back seat and says, hey, babe, is your dad selling the property? And without hesitation, she throws a left-hand hook and punches him in the face. And she says, don't ever talk about my dad.
Back in the interrogation, Brittany is keen to keep telling the same story. In time, she'll have no choice but to change tactics, which goes about as well as you're expecting.
When you were sleeping last night, did you hear any sounds, motion? Do you remember what made you get up and leave the bed last night?
No.
Do you think you were intoxicated to the point that you don't remember, or?
I honestly don't even feel like this is real right now.
Take some time to sit in. Sure. Is there any reason that it would have been a pistol on the ground in the living room?
Some put it there, I would say. I don't
Makes sense. Do you remember having it at any point last night? Were you guys checking out guns down here? Or?
No. We've done that sometimes, but not in a long time.
Okay. You don't remember anything else that could have happened at that? There's no pushing last night, shoving, punches, nothing that could have caused any other injuries to him? Did Tyler walk away at any point after he came out? I'm sorry, Jordan walk away at any point after he saw Tyler on the ground?
Did he?
Walk away? Did he leave? Were you guys all together?
I think he just opened the door and what the cops said. I don't know. I was holding Tyler facing the door.
So you guys were all just huddled up around him?
I don't know. I remember holding him and the woman, police officer, being close to me and like touching him here.
At the point where the police showed up, was he still moving around a little bit or semi-conscious?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? Was he able to try to say anything or move his lips? Or... You don't remember him saying anything? Jordan's saying that he remembers Tyler's on the ground, we were behind him, and Tyler made the statement, call 911, she just shot me. Do you remember that? No. Is there any reason why you might have said that? You think that's something that's possible?
Yeah.
No? There's a fairly large gap in your memory, it seems. Do you remember anything else? Because the only part of the story that we have right now, you screaming, Jordan walking out, seeing you guys there, Tyler's already hurt, blood everywhere, there's a gun off to the side, and Tyler says, call 911, she just shot. We want to fill in these gaps. It's pretty important that we figure out exactly what happened. For everybody.
We just want to remind you that Brittany has had several hours to come up with her story, and this is the best she can do. At this point, it's clear she's starting to catch on to the fact that Jordan told detectives about Tyler's last words, and she's eager to do anything she can to prove she didn't do what he's alleged. Well, except for doing what the police ask her to.
I'll tell you right now, the only story that we have points to you shooting. So I need you to think. Take a second and see if you can remember anything else that happened. Between you laying down in bed, you in the kitchen. Is there anything else that you think you might have left out? Forgot? Just came back to you?
I would never shoot him. I loved him so. Oh.
One thing that's going to help us try to figure out what happened is if you let us take swabs of your hands. Alright? Is that something you would be consenting to let us do?
For what?
Well, we don't know who fired the gun. That's going to help us figure it out. Have you washed your hands since this morning? No? Would you be willing to consent to us taking a swab of your hands?
I don't think so. I have blood all over my hands. I don't know what it. You guys wouldn't even. I have Tyler's blood all over me.
You have your phone down here somewhere, or is it still upstairs?
I don't know. As far as I know, I plugged it in, but I went to sleep.
Alright. Well, we're gonna go back and keep asking some more questions and see if we can figure out what's going on.
I need to feed my dogs.
If you let us know where the food is, you can certainly put it in a bowl for them. But right now, it's a crime scene that's sealed off.
They have to eat, and they have to go out.
Huh?
They need to eat, and then I go to the restroom.
We could probably bring them down here. Is there like a bag of food that we can bring down too? Where might that be? Is like in a big dog food bag?
The tote.
Tote? Okay. And you're alright if we go up there and grab it for you guys? Before we go back, is there anything else that you remember?
I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just need to sit here and think about it for a minute. Like, I don't understand. I don't know.
Right now, the only information we have is that one story. So if there's anything else that you remember, it's going to be important for you to let us know. Alright? We'll give you a minute. Let's see if we can get the dogs taken care of, okay? Just hang out right here.
Police give Brittany time to think about it, in her words, which is criminal speak for come up with a better lie. When officers return from feeding her precious pooches, she's come up with a lie that detectives saw coming from a mile away.
I don't know why he's wrangling me and he's sent at all.
Alright, have you sit down. You be a little more comfortable.
I need some water. Like, I'm dehydrated.
I can just... Yeah, sit fine.
I don't know what the f*** is going on.
So you remember being in bed with him strangling you?
Hey, Brittany. It's leaking out the bottom. Just trying to drink. It's cold, though. It's fresh water.
I looked it up one time before.
So you're in bed, and how do you wake up?
I have no idea. I don't know, but I just know that I remember not being able to breathe, and he was like crushing my esophagus.
And where was he?
Like on his side of the bed, but like up.
Up like
Like
how?
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Remember what hand he was using?
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like.
Alright. What happened next?
I don't know. I probably was definitely screaming. I remember trying to scream because I was trying to wake Jordan up to help me.
Okay.
And I remember just screaming really loud. And he just kept doing it. He did it more than once. And, like, I tried to get away and go out the room, and he followed me and pinned me up against that wall.
Which wall is this?
In my bedroom.
So, like, the back wall, or one of the side walls? Do you remember?
At that wall.
Okay.
And, like, my dad did this to me when I was little, and I think it made me freak out a little bit, and probably I started singing, I don't know, but he held me up by my throat.
You say held you up, like, off the ground?
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know why. I don't know why. We had everything. Like,
how did you escape?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
He had you with his hand around your neck up against the wall.
I don't know why you would do that.
What's the next thing that you remember after that?
I don't understand. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense at all.
That is the first truthful statement Brittany has made this entire interrogation. She's right, it doesn't make sense at all. Primarily because Brittany had absolutely no signs of injury on her body. Not a scratch, no bruising, and no inflammation. If you recall, Tyler, on the other hand, had all of the above. It seems that even as Brittany attacked Tyler, he didn't fight back, which goes in line with what his friends have said about previous experiences.
Brittany was hitting Tyler and scratching him and punching him, and then there was like blood. It was a really weird situation. This was like the first weird thing we found with her is that, and I still have the shirt. She was beating Tyler up, and we were all downtown, and there were, he started bleeding, and like she used to scratch him and stuff. And she put blood on all of our shirts, like on the back of our shirts, and we realized that later on, this is in February, that we all had blood marks on the back of our shirts where we thought it was weird.
Do you remember how you guys got from the bedroom to the living room?
No. I remember screaming, like trying to scream, and he just kept trying to strangle me.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know.
Was the gun on the nightstand at this point?
I don't know. It stays there. I don't know. I don't understand. Like why we were fighting or what.
Okay.
At all.
Do you remember how you got out of that situation?
No.
Well, what's the next thing that you remember after being up against the wall? Holding him where?
I don't want it to make any sense. He's supposed to.
In that memory when you're holding him, where were you?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Okay. You remember where the gun is at that point?
No, I don't even know why. I don't even understand what the whole. I don't get it. None of it makes sense.
It seems like you're describing a relatively violent encounter there.
Yeah.
Was there a fight at that point where you throwing punches and scratches? I mean, if someone's strangling me,
yeah.
I'm fighting as hard as I can to get out of the way from it, right?
Yeah, I did because he pinned me up against the wall.
Okay.
I didn't know what else to do, and then he got really mad at that.
Do you remember what you were doing to try to escape? Do you think you might have scratched him or punched him or?
I'm sure all of it.
All of it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure all of it. I don't know. I'm not a murderer. I would never kill him. I love him so much.
Well, it seems at this point you're trying to describe protecting yourself.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Do you think it's possible in that fight, when he's trying to strangle you, that you might have picked up that gun?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why we were fighting. I don't understand why. I don't. This doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't.
Well, what makes some sense is if he had just quit his job, I can see how that would be pretty stressful.
No, he's not a bad person. No. Absolutely not. No.
Meaning more that now
Tyler has faults, but he's not a bad person at all. Absolutely.
I'm not saying he's a bad person.
Just
He
income
was
issue.
in a job that he wasn't really liking,
I don't.
and he quit to try to find something else. But right now, nothing else is lined up, and
He's fine.
rent is what, $3,600 a month.
He was more happy. He was more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. He wasn't happy with his job though. But he's a good human.
Mm-hmm.
He's most just caring people I've ever met my entire life.
Well, it's a lot of stress to not know how you're going to pay next month's rent.
Fortunately, with the way things are going, Brittany won't have to worry about paying next month's rent.
Do you remember anything else in the kitchen?
This is Tyler's. I can't. I don't know.
Alright. I'll give you a second, okay? Alright, hang out. I'm gonna see if I remember anything else.
Yeah, so.
Once more, police give Brittany a little break. Well, really, they give themselves a break from her fake crying. When they return, they're eager to see if her story has changed yet again.
She's trying to kill you. It's to that point. That gun's on the nightstand. I can stop this right now. That's something I can understand. Something Paul can understand. That's something anybody's going to understand.
Well, I don't really think his parents are going to understand that. Or like any of his friends. I mean, he's not alive, right?
Well, Mommy and Daddy always think that everybody's the perfect little angel. They don't understand other sides of people.
I don't know anything besides when I was holding him. And I don't know.
We just need something that we can explain to them.
To who?
You said his parents they're not going to understand. We don't understand at this point.
Yeah,
I know where it's leading.
I don't understand either.
But if we could explain to them,
I don't know.
This is what happened.
Where it's leading. Where is it leading? Like, I don't know. I don't understand any of this. I was just going to go paddleboarding this morning. Like, normal life stuff.
And even if he lets you go and starts walking away, you're still a threat. He just tried to kill you.
Like, am I... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm glad that you're here.
Has anyone reached out to his parents?
We're still trying to make notification to them. We would like, a version of events. Because no doubt they're going to have questions. And if we can at least give them, I don't know how to say it, this is what happened. It seems like he was drunk, they snapped, and he was trying to kill his girlfriend. I mean, She fought back to protect herself, and he didn't survive. Do you remember him disengaging from you? Is it
Choking me?
Yeah, from letting you go?
I don't. Not at all. No, I don't remember that at all. I don't remember going into the living room. I don't know if he tried to throw me out the window. I'm not really sure. I don't.
We have like 99% of the story that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
We can follow it A to Z, except for those middle few letters. That's the only part that we need to be able to say, hey, this was a violent encounter. Somebody was fighting for their life. They thought they were about to be killed, strangled, choked out. Said that they felt like this was it. And they fought back any way they could to save themselves.
And then what?
We have a story to be able to protect you with.
Yeah.
Kilo Victor X-ray 24.
I'm gonna have to move out of here.
Brittany is going to have to move out of her $3,200 a month apartment. The taxpayers will be funding her new digs, though she doesn't seem to understand that yet.
I don't know.
And in an all-out brawl, you versus him. Is he overpowering you?
Oh, probably. I mean, yeah, probably for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that I could get out of any situation, but it's just not realistic.
What's not realistic?
Thinking that if somebody tried to come and kidnap me, I could just get away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very strong. He could overpower me. So, yeah.
Especially if you're up against a wall, being choked out. I mean, I don't see many other ways for you to get out of it. You're lucky you're not lying on the ground and still. It doesn't take a whole lot to crush your window.
Why would you wouldn't do that? I don't know.
Well, it seems like we're not dealing with Tyler at this point. He's not there anymore. Said he went to the bathroom, he came back, and he was a different person. You might not even be fighting with Tyler.
Show me out what is a hazard north-south side.
He's in monster mode.
What?
So if you're able to defend yourself in any way possible at that point, we understand that. The question is, how did it happen?
I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, all here's a big dude. He's on top of me. He's crushing me. He's choking me out.
I would never.
Huh?
I would never want to do that. I
wouldn't want to do it either. Nobody wants to shoot anybody. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. Not normal people. Not people in their right mind. But if there's a big dude who's overpowering me, lights are going out, it is what it is. But if it's you versus him, that's something we can understand. And that's something that makes sense.
I don't know. I would never hurt him. I love you so much. He just wasn't in his cell.
Mm-hmm. It seems that way. Because even Jordan's saying he was a super nice guy.
So nice.
Friends for years.
so nice. He's such a good person. It's my reaction. My dad did that to me when I was young. It gave me PTSD, and I split his eyebrow, you know. What are you gonna do? It was the same thing for me. It brought me back to my childhood, and I lost my mind. I was swinging and scratching or whatever. I don't know.
Suddenly, Brittany remembers another time that Tyler allegedly got violent with her. Of course, there is absolutely no evidence to back this up. By all accounts, Tyler was a loving boyfriend who was focused on bettering himself. According to friends and family, he had even stopped drinking in the weeks prior to his murder, telling friends that he wanted to focus on building a healthy life. Tragically, he was never given the chance.
How did you get away from him that time?
I had pushed him off of me, and I think I scratched him on his neck or something.
Was he that drunk last night?
I don't know. He switches, and he hasn't really drank since that last time. And I just don't know. Yeah, I would assume so, because definitely drank a lot, I would say, for sure.
You think that's what switches him from kind, cuddly boyfriend, kind of crazy?
It's the only thing. He's a wonderful human being. We never hurt anyone unless he was defending his family. You know, never. It's not him at all.
Well, last time he was super drunk, and this time he was drinking for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Me too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to just except try to get away. I don't know what to do. You wouldn't, leave me alone, though.
Where were you? Still next to the bed? No? How far away from the bed do you think you were?
I was on the other wall by the window.
Well, by the back window? And where's the bed in relation to that back window? We haven't been inside to check it out yet. Okay. So which way does the bed go? This way in the house?
The head.
The head is over here? Okay. And so the footbed is over here, and the back window's there. Okay, where are you?
On this wall.
On the wall? Okay. Do you think you were within, arm's reach of the nightstand?
No. I think I was trying to get away.
Sure.
I just don't know why or what was going on, but I think he just kept trying, over and over again.
You felt him squeezing over and over again, or did you get away and then he grabbed you again over and over again?
Both.
Alright. I can see how you're doing anything you can to get away from him.
I don't have to get away from him is the thing. He's the most kind person.
Well, not at this moment.
I don't know.
You're in fight or flight mode right there. If someone's strangling you.
He was strangling me.
That's crazy.
He did it before.
At that point, it doesn't matter who it is to you. You're trying to get out of there alive. Did you reach over to the nightstand and grab the gun to scare him?
I don't know. I would never want to hurt him, ever. I don't know. I don't know if I did. I don't remember. I remember holding him and kissing him. And he was just bleeding out.
Because I'll tell you, if I'm in a fight for my life, and I can reach over and grab a gun and a nightstand.
I would never shoot a person. I would never, like...
Well, it's a pretty good way to scare somebody off. Even just holding it, grabbing it. I'm not saying you have to grab it to shoot him, but if you can reach it, and he knows you have it, he might back up.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
You want another cup of water? You can get another some more water?
Based on the overwhelming evidence and her conflicting statements, Brittany Holbrook was sentenced to 40 years in prison for the murder of Tyler Nulisch. Thankfully, the public will be spared from her crocodile tears for at least that long.